Okay, ladies, now we're going to be talking about finances for your small business, which is your Premier Designs jewelry business. We're going to talk about that today. So really the key is just the importance of keeping up with your finances and knowing what your income and your expenses are. It's really important that you keep up with that so you know what your profit is, you know where your money's going, and you can take control of that, and you can start to meet your family's financial needs using this business. So the first thing we're going to talk about is your income. Okay, so basically that's going to be coming from your jewelry shows. That's your income. Okay, unless you have a downline, and then of course that's going to be income later on for you as well. So the first thing that you're going to have, you have your jewelry show at a glance form that you filled out. You've done the hostess checklist. And when you close out your show, you're going to fill out all this information up at the top with your profit and things like that. Now, what you want to do with this after you fill it out, this is you're going to take that and you're going to put it in that page protector into your business binder. And behind that, in each of those shows, when you go to close it out, the first thing you're going to put behind that is the receipt that you print from Premier's website. Then behind that, you're going to put the hostess receipt that either you filled out or you printed from Hood & House. Then you're going to put all of your customer order forms. Okay. After that, you're also going to include in that page protector all of your guest surveys. Okay. So down here at the bottom, you can also fill out your guests. You can keep track of who wanted to book a show, people you need to follow up with, all that sort of thing. Okay, so once this is all filled out and you've completed your jewelry show at a glance form, now you want to enter it into a program that is going to help you keep up with your income. Okay, so there's two things that you can use. The first one is Hood & House. You've heard us talk a lot about Hood & House. It is a lifesaver when it comes to keeping track of your income. When tax time comes around, you're going to be so grateful that you made that investment and purchased that software program. But basically, if you choose to use Hood & House, you can find that on the Premier Design, the jeweler's webpage. Then you're going to go to the top, the tabs. You're going to look for Jeweler Resources. And then you're going to find preferred vendors and then scroll down to Hood & House. Okay. Once you find Hood & House, you can download the software. Okay. I believe it's about $100 for the first year, and then it's $45 each year after that, just to maintain basically the services that Hood & House provides for you. So you're going to be able to enter your shows there, upload them to Premier, and it's automatically going to take your profit from all of your jewelry shows, your expenses in terms of your jeweler share fees and those kind of fees associated with them, and plug them where they need to go into the different reports. Okay, if you decide to do Hood & House, okay, there's a couple of training videos, that you're going to want to watch to learn how to use your software. Okay, so on the Hood & House website, you're going to go to Our Software, the tab Our Software. This is on the Hood & House website. Our Software, then Helpful Resources, and then Tutorials. And there's 4 videos that you're going to want to watch that will teach you how to use Hood & House. The first one is Setup Defaults. Okay, the second one is Entering a Show. Okay, the third one is Submitting an Order to Premier. And the last one is the basics of other income and expenses. Okay, so basically Hood & House is going to keep track of that income for you. If you choose not to use Hood & House, on our Pearls website, there's an Excel spreadsheet. Basically, that's just going to keep track of your income and your expenses. It's very self-explanatory. If you look down at the bottom right tab on the Excel spreadsheet says instructions or something like that. It's going to show you exactly how to enter your income. And those numbers are going to come from this sheet right here. So you're going to enter the total collected from your customers, what you paid to Premier, and then it's going to show you your net profit from that jewelry show. Okay, it's also going to allow you to enter your credit card fees and track that for you as well. So basically the bottom line with your income is you want to not only fill out the jewelry show at a glance form, but also enter those numbers into either Hood & House or some form of an Excel spreadsheet to keep track of that. Okay, then after that, once you've got your income, then what you want to do is start working on your expenses. Okay, so let's talk about expenses for just a minute. The first thing you want to do to get organized with your expenses is get one of these giant accordion files. Okay, it's got all the sections inside. Okay, with that accordion file, This is where you're going to file all of your receipts according to categories. So on Premier's website, there is also, you'll see it under this video, a tax expense category sheet. Okay, this is going to basically tell you where you're going to put those things on that Excel spreadsheet under the expenses or on Hood and House under those expenses. So for example, first of all of your expenses from Premier, you want to keep track of those because those are tax write-offs. So even your very first $3.95 authorization and application fee, your My Premier Boutique, all of those are expenses that you want to keep those receipts, print them if it's off your computer. If you go to Starbucks to meet with a hostess, you're going to want to keep that receipt. Okay? If you go to Target to buy business supplies, you're going to want to keep that receipt. If you travel to go do a show out of town, or you travel to go to rally or something like that, you're going to want to keep those receipts so you can track them for expenses. And this is just basically going to tell you what category those expenses go so that they line up on your tax form, okay? So what I do is I actually cut this and I tape it just inside my accordion file, so it's like a quick reference, and then I label all the dividers in the accordion according to each section. Okay, so that's just a quick little tip to get you organized. Okay, a couple other tips. Do not throw all your receipts into a box and then at the end of the year expect to be able to sort through them and file them. You want to keep up with this monthly. So just a little tip, something that I do, if I get a receipt from something, I put it in a basket that I have sitting on my desk, and then at the end of the month I take all those receipts and I enter them into, I use Hood and House or the Excel spreadsheet. So you're going to enter them all in. Okay, you do not want to put them all into a giant box. You want to sort them according to the categories. Okay. The other thing that I do also, when I do enter that, I'll put a little check mark on it so that I remember, okay, I already entered this into my software program. I also try to write a note at the top, hostess coaching meeting with Susie, or whatever it might be that I was doing, just so that if I were ever to get audited, I know everything's on the up and up for my taxes. Okay, then at the end of the year, after I filed all of my receipts, I just take them out and I put them into Ziploc bags just so that they retain the ink color. I know some ladies might scan theirs into a computer. That's fine. You just want to have a record of that. Another great thing is if you are keeping all of your expenses separate on a credit card or your debit card or something like that, then that bank statement is going to be a helpful reference. So I will also take my bank statement at the end of the month and go back and cross-reference to make sure that I've got all of my expenses, I've got my receipts for those things, or at least have the record of it on my checking account balance sheet that I can then go back and put it into my expenses on Hood and House. Okay. Another expense that is really, really important is your mileage. Okay, your mileage is huge. I know it's kind of a hard thing to remember sometimes, but there's a couple apps out there that you can use to help record your mileage, or you can simply just get a little tiny notebook. You're going to want to write the starting odometer and the ending odometer, the date, and then also where you went. Okay, this is really important. If you are not tracking your mileage, you are leaving so much money on the table. You get about 57 cents per mile at the end of the year. So if you travel out of town to do a jewelry show and you travel 400 miles, that's a lot of money that you could be writing off on your business expenses. Again, you can record those into the Excel spreadsheet and also into Hood and House at the end of the month. Okay. Again, I also cross-reference my mileage report with my receipts or with my bank statement to make sure that I got all of those trips and things. Okay, another tip is this is the closing out the month sheet. So we have the closing out the shows at the top and closing out the months at the bottom. So you can reference this, you can print this out, but basically just make sure that all your receipts and reports are printed. I also black out my credit cards, people's credit card information. If they've written it on a receipt, I black that out for really just their protection. I want to have good business practices and ethics. I just inventory my supplies, make sure if I need to purchase anything. And one thing that's very, very important is you want to transfer your paycheck at the end of the month from your Premier business account into your personal account. So at the end of the month, after I've entered my expenses, I've paid off my jewelry rewards card, I've transferred all of my money, my profit from my Square, my ProPay account into my bank account, I want to write myself a check. Okay, so that way I know this is what my family is getting paid. It's really important to do that so you see the profit going into your family. Okay, so do that. You want to transfer your paycheck into your personal account. And you want to enter all of those expenses, balance all of your accounts. That's just really good, good kind of business practices that you want to do at the end of each month. Okay, just a couple of basic finance tips. Okay, with your Premier business, it's very easy to get in trouble with that jewelry rewards card. So, new jewelers, the very first thing that you want to do is pay off that jewelry rewards card. Okay, take all of the profit from your first shows and pay off that credit card until the balance is at 0. Okay, 6 months comes before you know it, and if you've taken your profit from your shows and spent it on other things, before you know it, you're going to rack up a lot of interest on that credit card. We don't want that for you. So you want to take that profit, pay it off first, and then you know everything else that from there on out is profit. Okay. The other thing, just make sure you're tracking that, and like I said, pay that off at the end of every single show. That's really important too. That way you know what's in your business account is actually your money and not what's owed on your jewelry rewards card. Okay, so that's very easy to do as well. And really just get organized. Make sure you're staying on top of this. That's the key. Don't let it get to the end of the month and realize that you know, the end of the year you're having to do it all at one time. So if you have questions about this, you need help getting organized, maybe you're not an organized person, that's okay. Be sure to ask your Premier Mom or your upline. They can definitely help you with this, help you get these systems set up to keep your business organized. So, all right, that's it.